Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and don't forget our Patreon content, including September's monthly reward, the linked Sudoku, and our apps, including our newest app, which has free puzzles by Prasanna, free 500k puzzle pack, 23 brilliant puzzles, and Domino Sudoku, which you can pay us a tiny amount for to get some brilliant XV and crop key puzzles and the like. All of our other apps, merchandise, send Sudoku Pad, etc., etc. They're all in the description field, and the first thing there is the link to this puzzle and its rules. It's from Kuraban, who has done some brilliant stuff that we've featured on the channel, and this one is called Reverse X Sums. So we've seen X sums before, where the digit outside the grid adds to 10 by counting the first X digits, where X is the first digit. Now this is in reverse, so normal Sudoku rules apply, that's fine. Numbers outside the grid show the total of the X number of cells starting at the opposite side of the grid. So if this was a 3, these 3 cells add up to the 10 given at the top. I think that's what it means. I'm pretty sure that's right. So they could be 1, 2, 7. But then you'd have to find a value here for the 26 that would allow either the first 1, 2, or 7 cells from the other end to add to 26. That's how it works. I mean, you get a glimpse of what we're going to have to put our brains through the mangle to understand. The rules actually continued. So if row 1 began with a 4, this was the rule example in the rules, the last 4 cells would sum to 22. Anyway, do give it a try. Apparently it's not that hard. I mean, we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, what I would normally do in an X sums puzzle, and it's probably going to be a value of this, is mark all the numbers of digits. But 4 is interesting. 4 is very low, and I think very low is helpful. So, only 1 or 2 digits can add up to 4 this side. Now, if that's a 1, that's a 4. But if that's a 2, this is a 3-1 pair. Oh, I see. Okay, and this has got a 17 clue. So, this can't be a 1 or a 2. It can now only be a 3 or a 4. If it's a 3, it's because that's a 2. Then you've got 3, 1 here, and then those 2 would have to add up to 15. That could work. Thought I was going to be able to rule one of them out, and I can't. So, okay, so let's do what I said and mark all the possibles. So 6 can be done in 1, 2, or 3 cells. 7 can be done in 1, 2, or 3. 9 is the same, it can't be 4 cells. 10 though, it all changes. You can't do that in 1 digit anymore, but you can do it in 4. So 2, 3, 4. Same for 11. Same for 14, I think. 2, 3, or 4. This is a bit of a mechanical way of doing the puzzle, but I'm not proud. Now we've looked at this 17, which has its own specific circumstances. When we get up to 19, it's got to be at least 3 cells, and it can't be more than 5, because if you had 6 cells, they'd have to add up to at least 21, which is the triangular number for 6. So these 22s are 3 to 6. Oh, and that one as well. Oh, look, we are going to get some triples, but I'm going to carry on with this exercise. 26 can't be done in 3 cells, because the 987 is only 24. So that is 4, and we can't, until we get to 28, we can't have 7 as a possible. So 4, 5, or 6. Now, here, 4 cells all the way. No, not 8. 4, 5, 6, or 7. Same here. No, not 4 anymore. 4 cells can only add to 30. Okay, so that's all the possibles marked. And look, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sextuple. Actually, it's better than that. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. No, sorry, a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quintuple. and that's a 1. And that means this is a 9. And I've got a digit or 2 in the grid. Now, are there any other... I'm not seeing triples and quads in the bottom row or the left-hand column. Nearly 3, 4, 5, 6. What about the right-hand one? 2, 3, 4, 5... No, not quite. Oh, maybe that wasn't... I was thinking when it started working, that is incredibly helpful. One of these 22s or 27s has to be a 6. Oh, but it's adding from the other end. For some reason, that's a much harder concept for me for the higher digits. Okay, here. Now, if this was a 7, those would add up to 34. Plus 7 is 41. That would be a 4. If it was 6. Oh, that's interesting. 6 doesn't work because they would add up to 34. Plus 6 is 40. These would have to add up to 5, which is fine, except that that will... Oh no, there's still 2 ways. No, nonsense. Right, sorry, I'm not on the pace yet. I haven't understood what to do. Oh, I didn't mark this 37, which is a huge number. That has to be at least 6 cells. Oh, oh no, that could easily be an 8. Because then those 8 would add up to 37, plus 8 gives us the magic number 45, which I've probably been using already, and is the total of every row, column, and box, which is a widely shared secret. Now, if that was 6, they would add up to 37, plus 6 is 43. They would have to add up to 2. That's not possible. So, it's either 7 with a 1 here, or it's 8. Oh, this didn't break down. Now, that probably isn't 4. Because then these would be 1, 2, 3. No, not those. These would... it's not 4, because those would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would clash with the 4. Oh, that's interesting. But there weren't that many numbers. You see that... this can't be 4 now as well. But for a different reason, although they could be 1, 2, 3, 5 in theory, the 9 has killed that. Now, can that be 4? Ooh, it could, maybe. It's a confusing puzzle to me. Didn't think I would find it this strange. Right, if that was 3, it's impossible, because those would have to add up to 7, and that's killing it. If it's 2... that can't be a 5 if it's 2, because that would put 2s in both those positions. And if it's 1, that's a 7. So that is now 6 or 7. And that means either these 6 add up to 34, and they add up to 5. Oh, how would that work? Right, it's very easy to do with 7 and 1, I think, this row. Because it goes 7, 4, and then a group that add up to 34, including a 1. So the harder thing is with 6, with a 2 there, which makes this 6, 1. Okay, that doesn't work for a weird reason. If that's a 2 and this is 6, 1, that's a 2. Which means this is 3, 1, and now that cell's impossible. Oh well, I mean, I'm going to use it. That's a 1. It's a bit complicated and probably didn't need anything that confusing. So 7 in the top row is in the corner. That's not a 7 now. Now I've got a 2, 3, 4 triple, and a 5, 6 pair, therefore, and an 8, 9 pair. Now, 17 is in 3 or 4 cells. If it's in 3 cells, that's a 2, and they add up to 15, and they can't anymore because of 9, 8, 7. So that's a 4. That means this is a 1 because of what the 1 means in the 4 clue. It's so weird, this, isn't it? But that 4 now means that these 3 add up to 16. I'm going to mark it as though it was a killer cage to just understand that a bit better. I don't think I can do those. But now, this clue, 22 is the sum of what? If it was 6 digits, 39, that would work. That's almost certainly going to be right. If it was 5 here, if it was 5 here, these would be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, which must be 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Oh, which does add up to 22. Oh, that's so freaky. I don't think this can be 3 or 4, but it certainly can be 5 or 6. If it was 3, those would have to add up to 22. Clearly impossible. And if it was 4, these would add up to 22. If those added up to 22, that would be a 1, and that's not possible. So I think this is 5 or 6, but I don't know which it is. This. Oh no, that was going to be a 1 there. So again, looking at the wrong end. I thought maybe the fact that this can't be a 1 meant that this is going to have to be an 8, but I've got my thinking the wrong way round again. 8, 9, 1, 7. So if there is a 4 in one of these cells. In fact, we know it from this 7. We know that that's a 4. I've forgotten that because these add up to 34, plus 7 is 41, 45 needs a 4 there. Now this is only a 2 or a 3. Can it be a 2? If this was 8, 6 or 9, 5, yes. Can it be a 3? 8, 2, 4, yes. Bother. So by the 2 possibilities, that is 2, 5 or 6. This can't be a 1. Which is borne out by this not being able to be a 7. This now can't be a 3 because that can't be a 1, 2, 4 triple. So that's a 2. So it's just finding the right clues. And now I can't put a 2 here, so I have to put a 1 here. That's a 6. It is interesting. It does just flow when you find the right bits. That can't be a 4. So 2 or 3 cells add up to 12 there. I don't think I can use that. 5 cells add up to 26 here. Plus 5 is 31. Those 3 add up to 14. I'm going to do the fake killer cage again. Now from the other end, either 3 cells add up to 22, which would have to be 5, 9, 8 and would break that. So that's not right. Or 4 cells add up to 22, but that's not right because these add up to 14 in my fake killer cage. Plus 5 is 19. So that's a 6. I have a feeling this is going to get broken. I'm terrified. These add up to 22 with 14 and 5 there. This is a 2-1 pair. Right, that's not broken. It's just survived. Wow. And these that add up to 14 from 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 are 3, 4, 7. This is an 8, 9 pair, which is theoretically a hideous, deadly pattern with those, but I'm sure they'll get resolved by the 14 and the 27 clue. This can't be 6. So now 27 is a very middling number, 4 or 5 digits there. I'm not going to use that. This 6, right, it can't be 3 cells, obviously, anymore. If it's 1, that's a 6. If it's 2, it would have to be 5, 1, and that's impossible. So that is 1. That's a 6. That's not. 2 or 3 cells adding to 11. If it was a 3, that would have to be 2, 4, 5, which is possible. If it was 2, it would be 8, 3, which is also possible. Rats. Okay, what about the 10 here? Yes, this can't be a 3, because then these 3 digits would have to add up to 10. And once you have 3 digits adding up to 10 without a 1, they have to be 2, 3, 5. And that would break both that 5 and that 3. So this is a 2. These 2 add up to 10. That is 3, 6, or 7 accordingly. Now we've got this 26 total. Did I never pencil mark that? It can't be done in 3 cells. If it was in 7 cells, 26 plus 7 is 33. You would need a 12 here. That's not reasonable. So 6 there. Those 6 add up to 26. Plus 6 is 32. These 2 add up to 13. And that's going to have to be 4, 9. And that's going to sort out a lot of things. We've got 2, 3, or 7 there. We've got 6, 4, 9, 1, 2. Actually, maybe it's not. 8 is in one of those cells. Oh, that's become a 1, and that doesn't resolve whether this is 7 or 8 at all. How about this 14? Right, it's not 2 cells, because they're never going to add up to 14. And also that was a 2. Oh, that can't be a 6, that's a 5. Right, yes, so those 5, let's just check that, 15, 22, they are right. So this is 3 or 4. Ah, this is 3 or 4, but those 3 can't add up to 22 because they'd need a 9 in, and they don't get one. So those 4 add up to 22, but these 3 add up to 14. So that is 5 or 6. How is this not falling over? That can't be a 5 by Sudoku now. So we need 3 or 4 cells to add up to 19. It can't be 4 anymore. So that's a 2. That's a 3. That's now a 2. And these 2 add up to 14. And they have to be 8, 6 because I've got the 9 in the box. So that's a 9. Oh, that obscured. What was I adding up to here? I think it was 16. So these add up to 10. They're not 1, 9 or 6, 4. They're either 3, 7 that way round or 2, 8 that way round. That's annoying. This is also 2 or 3 just by Sudoku. That 9, 8's been resolved. 2, 3, 6, 9 in the first column is there by elimination. 4 and 8. Now, we can't do that in 2 because they're both even. So that's a 3. And this does go 4, 2, 5. That's an 8. That's a 2. All the perimeters nearly done. 7, 8 pair there makes that a 3 and that a 7. Now, that hasn't resolved this cell. But by Sudoku, we place the 4 and a 1, 7 pair. Gosh, I mean, what an intriguing puzzle. Right, the 6 cells adding up to 30 are those. So if they add up to 30 plus 6 and 1 is 37, that's an 8 to make 45. 2 cells adding up to 12, we get to fill in a 3. 2 adding up to 10. 6 adding up to 27, plus that is 33. These add up to 12. They're not 7, 5 or 8, 4. They are 9, 3 in some order. Still got this one to do. 4 cells adding up to 22. Let's just get rid of the other. Well, those 2 add up to 10. I'm going to just remember that. So those add up to 22. These, as long as I make sure that's a pair, whatever that is, it's going to be right. That's a bit like row 1. This 30, I've done that. I've done the 7. Oh, have I done all? I've done all the other clues apart from this 22. So, okay, let's just do Sudoku and see where we get to. 5 and 8 there. 7, sorry, I'm in the wrong mode. 7, 3 and a 4, 5 pair. Ooh, that's interesting. Now, okay, let's think about this. 4 cells to add to 22. But I know that those add up to 13, so those must also add up to 13. One's a 5/8 pair, one's a 7/6 pair. So that's a 6. Yes, okay, that was an available deduction that I wasn't making. And that fixes these 5, 6. So in fact, these are all done now. So let's get rid of those colours because they're done. So as long as I make that add up to 10, I think I've used all the clues. And apologies if you're shouting at me for something I've forgotten, which is very possible. But let me try and get the rest done by normal Sudoku. That's got to be a 1 in the column. Then we've got 2, 7, 9 to make up the rest. That can't be 7, that can't be 2. Let's look along here. 4, 5, and 8. That can't be 4. 8, 6, 4, 3, 9, 2. That's 5 or 7. And that's 1, 5, or 7 in the column. 1, 4, 7 in this column. I suspect I have missed something. 1, 4, 2, 9. Oh, neither of these can be 8 or 6. That's 5 or 7. Oh, this means I should have been placing 2 in the central box. Hadn't noticed that at all. 8's definitely in one of those. 7, 1, 6, 2, 3. 4 is in one of those two. No, I've missed a clue, haven't I? I must have done. 3 there. That row's done. That row's done. This column 2 cells. This column 5 cells. There we go. Right, 9 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 is 20. So that is a 7, and that looks very helpful given the pencil marking, which hasn't gone entirely to waste. Oh yeah, this gets it done. Remembering that those yellows add up to 10 is useful. And I think we're finished. That is brilliant. I mean, that's such a clever construction. I think we proved that the minimal amount of information was given because I had to use absolutely everything. 6 and oh, I didn't like it, and that is because I've got 2 6s here because I've misprinted this as a 6 when it's a 9. I hope that was very recent. There we go. That is very clever and really, really excellent puzzle by Kuraban. Thanks for sending that through. Enjoyed that a lot, and great stuff as always. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Do leave your comments to say what you thought about the puzzle, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.